Hey guys, it's PonkyPlays. Welcome to our Raid Shadow Legends video. So this is going to be my first video out of many that I plan on making, where I'm going to be going through a Champions kit and giving them my personal rebalance upgrade on their kit. This is not to say that the champions themselves are going to be getting an upgrade anytime soon by Polarium or by Raid, but it's just, you know, what I would do if I was a developer and I was in charge of it, because I think it's fun to see what could be potential, like the best possible kit for champions. I do want to try and keep the champions as true to what their kit already does right now as possible, although some champions that have pretty simple, terrible kits might have, you know, the need for more. But for the most part, I want to try and keep them as true to what it is that they're trying to do as possible. But yeah, since this is gonna be kind of a, I'm pretty much planning on doing it to every single champion. I'm gonna start out with legendaries, and because of that, I'm just gonna go ahead and start out with the first faction and the first champion in that faction, which is going to be Lord Champfort. His A1 attacks an enemy, has a 45% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns. That doesn't go up. It only has damage leveling up, and he does not have very good multipliers on either of his skills, so not very great there. Attacks all enemies with his A2, places a 50% decreased accuracy debuff and a 50% decreased attack debuff for 2 turns. On a 3 turn when booked, otherwise 4 turn, but again, damage, skill ups, and it's not got great multipliers, so makes it very lackluster if you do skill him out. And then his passive, at the start of each turn, places a shield buff on this champion equal to 20% of their max HP for 2 turns, and then this can be booked down to a 1 turn. It will happen on each one of his turns. Will place a 15% decreased speed debuff on for 1 turn on whichever enemy attacks this champion, and this happens every time he gets attacked. And then he's got the ally HP in dungeons by 50%. So what I get from his kit is he obviously, they wanted him to be a dungeon champion, so kind of a boss champion, and he's doing a lot of debuffing. So I kind of went ahead and played around with that. I am of the belief that legendary champions should have something going on every time they take a turn. Unless they're being controlled. But if all the conditions are normal, something should always happen other than just attacking an enemy. There should always be something more. At least that's my opinion. So the fact that his A1 only has a chance of doing decreased defense, I went ahead and changed this. So my take on the A1 is this. Attacks an enemy, removes a random buff from the target, and has a 100% chance to place 60% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns. Obviously, the 100% chance could be booked to that high, so it might not start that way. But yes. And then I would add a passive effect saying, has a 5% chance to attack an enemy at the start of their turn for each debuff they are under. So, if the enemy is under 10 debuffs, he's got a 50-50 chance of attacking the enemy whenever that enemy takes a turn. I think that will make that A1 really, really interesting, really fun, not only because it'll guarantee the decreased defense as long as he's got the accuracy for it, but he's got a chance of going in and attacking the enemy before the enemy actually takes its turn, basically. Have a chance of removing a buff from them and putting the decreased defense. I think that could be pretty fun without it being like a crazy broken, at least I wouldn't say it's a broken skill, especially because the rest of his kit is going to stay similar enough. The A2, I would make it so that it still attacks all enemies. It still places a decreased accuracy and decreased attack for 2 turns. None of that will change. But then will also increase the duration of all debuffs by 1 turn. The damage of this skill increases by 5% for each debuff on each target, and the damage multiplier will also go up for this skill. If I forgot to say so, also will go up for the A1. He definitely needs damage multipliers to go up. But decreased accuracy and decreased attack are alright, especially decreased attack is really good against bosses. It's really good to have that debuff. You pretty much always want to have decreased attack against bosses. And I felt like adding another debuff would just make the skill a little too much. So I figured just getting more damage in, making his A1 a little bit more powerful, and then this just having a little bit extra with the increased duration of the debuffs and the more damage would be hopefully good enough. But yeah, not a huge change to the A2. Let me know if maybe you guys would go ahead and do more. It was very hard, like I said. I was trying to do something where it wouldn't make him broken, but it would still be more, because as it is right now, it's a little bit too simple still. So let me know how I did with that. And then for the passive skill, it still does this similar stuff. It'll now break it into the active part and the passive. So the active part, at the start of each turn, places the shield buff on this champion equal to 20% of their max HP for 2 turns. So that's still the same. And then the passive effect places a 30% instead of a 15 decreased speed debuff on the for 1 turn on whichever enemy attacks this champion. I would probably word it a little bit different, but it's basically the same thing. And then I would add to this, will ignore enemy defense while under a shield. The amount of ignored defense is proportional to the size of the shield in comparison to this champion's max HP, up to 30% ignore defense. So right now his passive is putting a 20% shield on himself every turn as long as you've got him booked. Which means that he'll be able to ignore 20% of the target's defense. And then if you've got other champions that can extend, or not extend, but increase the value of the shield, or just somebody that has even bigger HP than him that places shields, then he can deal the maximum of 30% extra ignore. I feel like that could be another good way of increasing the damage output. That way he's actually contributing to the damage that the bosses are taking. And even on the waves leading up to bosses. The 30% decreased speed, I feel like it was a given. I don't understand why he has a 15% at the moment. But yeah, being able to deal extra damage by ignoring some defense, and then he's guaranteed to at least ignore 20% as long as he's got his own shield up. I think in combination with the damage increase and the rest of the buffs I put on, buffs I put on him, that could make a really interesting fun kit. And then I would recommend, even though he's got the best HP in dungeons aura, I would just go ahead and change the aura to a 33% HP in all battles. That just makes him a lot more versatile. You can use him in Grim Forest, in the Cursed City, Doom Tower. So then he'll have a lot more usage with his aura at least. So I think it would be a better change. I know that he's actually alright as he is now in Iron Twins, so that might affect that part, but I think overall it would still be more beneficial to change it to an all battles aura. And I say 33% because that's the high end. I feel like every legendary that has a HP, attack, or defense aura, they should all just be 33%. I don't know why they like to flip-flop between different percentages. But yes, that's my take on that. But yeah, that is gonna be what I would consider the a really nice, at least I would be much more excited to pull a Lord Champfort. I don't think it would break him. I don't think it would be you know, game breaking buff, but I definitely think it would make him a lot more usable, a lot more fun to use. And it's basically, you know, he's still doing the same role, but just a lot better and helping with a lot more damage as well. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the buffs that I gave him. Let me know if you guys would do something different, change it in any different way. Also, what do you guys think of him in general? I think as he is now, he is okay. He definitely, I think he needs a buff for sure. And I feel like if anything, he's like pretty good early game, but that's about it. I feel like once you get to like mid game, he's probably not gonna be super useful for you. You're probably gonna have a lot more useful champions, but I mean, he still provides some support. But yeah, let me know if you guys enjoyed this. Again, this is gonna be one of many videos that I plan on making. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and let's see if this might actually help the raid developers motivate them to upgrade some champions, because, you know, especially if you guys go ahead and comment what you would do, or if you guys enjoyed this, you know, fictional buff that I gave them, then we're doing all the work for them. So I mean, they can thank us for that, right? But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And if you guys have any suggestions for who I should do next, let me know in the comments below. But until the next video, guys, take care.